This is Liam Sweeny with Radio X Xperience Monthly, and I am here talking with artist Troy Rint. So good to meet you over the phone, Troy.
Yep, it's nice to meet you too over the phone, Liam.
Okay, so you were brought to my attention. I met someone, Ulysses Cornwater. I have no idea if that's his real name or not.
That's not his real name.
I figured it wasn't his real name, yeah. But he recommended me to you and said that you had done work for his stuff for his and for other people, and I had a chance to look at some of it, and I thought it was pretty cool. So so you are an artist. You have done promotional like band flyers and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I've done other stuff too for other things also.
Okay, yeah. Let's go ahead and let me know like what you do now in addition to like band flyers.
Oh, what I do now? Right now, I'm trying to figure out what to do. Trying to figure out how to get my art out there. That's like the main goal. It's just getting it out there through whatever way that I can. And I'm a fan of metal. I'm a fan of theater. I'm a fan of so many different things. Like I have a really eclectic way about me, and I just try to translate my art to whatever medium, whatever platform kind of thing, and I just want to get it out there so people can see it.
Okay, so now let's have you describe because I can tell you right now I'm sitting here in my office and I have it's a cut up newspapers, and I did all this whole artistic thing with one of our covers, and I'm so proud of it. Like I could go endlessly and describe it. What have you done either lately or maybe even in the past that you are just super proud of? Can you describe it? I'm not just a visual artist. I also do writing, and this didn't work out for me in the end, but I was working with the local theater in Gloversville because I was recently living out there, and I had a script that they approved. I wasn't directing it, obviously I'm not a director, but I was going to do so many different things, and we were going to put artwork up for everything, but in the end, we couldn't get the whole thing casted, so it got canceled. But I wound up doing a piece. I did promotional artwork for their for this replacement play that they had. So that was pretty cool, and it was a paying gig too. So. Oh, nice. That's sweet.
Those are hard to get.
Yeah, they are. So now, like when you're doing art, I know like when I do art, like I had mentioned this paper thing because I'm proud of it because I don't always, when I do art, I usually do digital, Photoshop, stuff like that. Are you more based in a Photoshop digital kind of environment, or are you more based in like a paper and canvas type of environment?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely a tangible artist. Like I like making tangible artwork that you can touch, that you can look at. You can see the pencil grooves. I use a bunch of different things. I use pencil. I use ink. I use paint. I use water, like acrylic paint, watercolor, all sorts of things. Actually the poster that I did for the theater, that was digital. I wasn't a big fan of doing it that way, but I mean, for promotional stuff, it's always a good tool to have. It streamlines a lot of stuff. I know that.
Yeah. It does, but you lose the touch to the.
Yeah. It's like when I do artwork, and when I did that, when I was proud because it was a paying gig, and I don't really get paid for my artwork, which sucks, but I did it that way, and it felt way different. Like it felt like I was making a product as opposed to taking, like when I do artwork, it feels like I'm taking a piece of my soul, I'm getting it out of me, and I'm putting it on paper or on a canvas or what have you. So it's a much different feel.
Right. I
definitely prefer doing it by hand. I like seeing, because I was never like trained by anyone. I saw a lot of help, when I was coming up as a child, but the type of artwork I did, they didn't really see as artwork because it's based off of cartooning, comic books, and then as I got older,
I put a lot of anatomy in my stuff too. So, but a lot of times with the regular art crowd, they don't really see line work like that as a real art form. So it was always hard to get in anywhere with it.
There is a definite, you look at stuff that you see in the galleries in the art crowd, and it's very abstract. And abstract is great. I'm a big fan of looking at things from an abstract perspective, but I think that it seems like they do kind of look down on just basic line work, drawing comic books and stuff like that. But there's a real passion in drawing comic books, and a lot of great artists started that way.
Yeah. It's so much work to learn you have to learn dimensions and all sorts of stuff. And when it comes to anatomy, I mean, because I wasn't ever taught nobody sat there and taught me when I asked for help. Like, I took all the advanced art classes. I went to public school. I did terrible in art class. I got horrible grades, but they were always telling me how good I was at art, giving me honorable mentions. I even did the yearbook cover, but they would never let me do the art that I did because I never took it seriously.
Right.
But they still appreciated the talent. It was weird. So, yeah.
No, I mean, I know what you're saying. It's like, I've always had an issue where, people think that, that you could live in a world without art. Like, art is it's some avocado toast that you can just you're being indulgent if you have art. But art, I try to think about it. What would the world be like if there was absolutely no art whatsoever?
It'd be horrible. It would be the blandest thing ever.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
That's the thing that's one of the main driving things with me. When my name for illustrating isn't Troy Raines, it's Troy the Creator Raines, because in my head, I think that the most human thing that people can do is create. That's what we do. That's what we're here for. We create and we create and we create. You can create art. You can create businesses. You can create all these other things. But I mean, like, art's just such a pure thing that doesn't hurt anything. It doesn't hurt the environment. It enriches your mind, your heart, your soul,
Yeah, definitely. All right, so I got a question for you then. Speaking of creating an art, man, I am sure as shit you have a strong opinion on what's going on with AI.
Oh my God!
Generative AI, Mid-Journey, Stable Diffusion, all that stuff. There's uses for AI. I believe there are uses for AI. I have friends who are artists with AI and stuff like that. They've taken my work and they plugged it in through AI. Initially, I hated it. I absolutely hated the idea because even filtering my stuff through, because that's what we were going to do for the play, because I had to do so much artwork that we had to find a way to try to streamline it. And we did a bunch of test things with my artwork and another artist who put it through. And for something like that, AI, if you have to do a massive project, you're not doing one piece of artwork. If you're doing a massive project and you're limited with the people on board, AI is an awesome tool. Like if you're doing a play and you have to do, because what we were going to do is a bunch of projected picture panels on screens behind the actors. So we were going to have to do a lot of work with that. And with AI, it would have been so much faster. But if you're doing like one single piece of artwork, I have a hard time, even with digital art, is you're not getting your hands right in there and everything. But with AI especially, it's just like, I don't know. It's like replacing us like Amazon would replace like employees with machines and things like that. And it's like, it's really messed up because it's artwork, man. It's expression of the soul. All right, so what you're talking about is like feeding your own work in to get variations of your own work, which sounds a lot better
than, you know, like the AI, you know, putting in, I want a ham sandwich in the style of Salvador Dali.
And then it just steals a bunch of different things, a bunch of images off of the internet from artists who busted ass to make it. Right, but you're
talking about feeding your own stuff in to help you create your own stuff.
Yeah. If that was, I mean, like, that's the experience that I had with it directly. So that's what I go by.
That's good, though. I mean, that makes sense. I haven't heard anyone like mention that before, that aspect of it, but that does make sense. I mean, if you're using AI to enhance your own style, then there really isn't any there really isn't the problem with it that there is for other uses.
Yeah. I mean, and that, again, it was for like a bigger project, though, like where you had to make multitudes of illustrations in a small time frame, because I was like, yo, I mean, at first I was like, I would see what came out and I was like, this doesn't look like my stuff. I don't recognize it. I don't like it. It doesn't feel right. It's like taking a piece of me and then altering it through someone else's filter. And it was just odd. But then, like, when we were talking about the project and how we had to do it, I was like, nah, this is actually a helpful tool with that. But it's like, if you're going full on AI, I'm not a fan of that at all.
Right.
Like, it's just, you type in your words, you get your pictures, or you can turn it. They can make like actual like people. Like if you do a video, they can like filter it out into AI now, and that just looks bizarre to me.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the writers and actors strike, that's one of the big things they're striking about is, you know, not to have AI come in and, you know, like I'd heard from one of my actor friends that that's basically what they were trying to do was scan an extra for like one day's work and then use their digital likeness with AI forever.
Oh, yeah.
And not paying them for each use, just pay them for that one day and that's it.
Yeah, but that's the thing is like I don't know, as human beings, we just try to find a way to capitalize off of like technology to get rid of the human factor in things, and it's just, I don't know, that's what gets me.
Right. All right, so let's dip to something else. So obviously, you've done flyers and promotional work for like the local scene, and we're always interested in the different scenes. I mean, we don't even call them scenes at this point; it's just communities. But we're always interested in the different communities that exist in the Albany area, and obviously we have our own community, and ours is a little bit larger because of the music and the radio and stuff that we do. But the scene I'm used to saying scene, but the community that you have, you do art for, like, can you describe them a little bit? Can you describe like what some of the bands that you really like in that scene, or maybe some of the venues that you, even if it's like a DIY venue, any kind of like what the highlights are in the scene that you look out when you see it?
Oh, yeah, the metal scene. I like as far as my art goes with the metal scene, that's an audience that understands it. So like the tattoo shops, they understand my art too. They understand line work. They like those kind of images, things like that. And as a fan of metal myself, like I'm a fan of multiple genres of music, like so many. But metal is just, I don't know, that's the one that really connects with a lot of my artwork because it brings a darkness out. But as far as the scene goes, like, I don't know, I used to go with my one friend who was in a band. That's how I actually met BJ, or Ulysses, whatever he's calling himself now. He always has a different name on Facebook every couple of months.
Okay.
But I can always tell by his posts that it's still him. But yeah, I don't know. The fans of metal are awesome. They're just awesome. Like they're, you know, there's a lot of like anger in them. There's fun, there's joy. I just think it's a really productive way to take the dark things that are in you, like the negative things, and you just dance them out, you mosh them out right there, and you got this crazy music going, and you're just riding the whole thing. I don't know, I dig it, because first time I went to one of those, you just see people walking around, they got all their tattoos, they got wearing all black, and all these things, and you're like, yikes. And then you talk to them, and you're like, no, these are cool people. They're a lot more even-keeled than a lot of people I've met.
Nice, nice. Now, I know because I mean, back in the day, I used to be into metal too, metal and hardcore. So like, I mean, back in the day, you would go to Northern Lights, you would go to Bogies. There was some time Hudson Duster, and some places. There were some big places and some small places that people would go to catch shows. Like, where do people go now? I know there's Empire Live and Empire Underground, and I know they have pretty cool shows there. Where else are people catching shows now?
Now, I'm not really sure. I haven't been to a show in so long, to be honest with you. The way I wound up doing the artwork with BJ and the metal scene there with the Troy Speakeasy was I met him at a metal show at a pub in Troy. I think it was Troy. It might have been Albany. But yeah, I don't know where they're having them now. But,
okay. So let's
but yeah,
see.
and that's what it was. I went to him and I just asked if you needed any art because I just want to get my stuff out there. And he was like, I can do variants. He's like, I'll ask and see if I can do variant posters with your artwork on them. I was like, oh, that's awesome.
That's cool. And there's something about flyers that when you're doing flyers, you have like just so much freedom to I mean, obviously if it's a metal flyer, there are going to be some conventions, and it's kind of that way for everything. But I did a flyer for it's a test flyer for food stock, which is something that happens at Rustic Barn. I don't know if they're going to use it. I just know that I was asked to do it by one of the people performing, and man, I went to town. I mean, it was so much fun because you could just with flyers. I mean, you have so much exploration, so much room.
Oh yeah. I love it. Like when BJ, because he did that, he took my artwork and he put the bands on them. He did it like within 4 hours that day. He was like, let me talk to my guy. He's like, yeah, I got approval. And then like 3 hours later, he's like, here's what it looks like. Can I put it up? And I was like,
nice.
Yeah, that looks, I was like, the bands on there and everything. I was like, that's the stuff I hear when I'm drawing the stuff. That's the stuff I listen to when I'm drawing that kind of artwork. I mean, that's not the only type of artwork I do, but that is definitely my favorite artwork to do though, is just this, I don't know, just this brutal stuff.
Nice. All right. I think that's what I got so far. Let me go ahead and lead you out. Is there anything else you'd like to say before I go?
Oh yeah, can I am working on other projects currently.
Oh yeah. Let's talk about those. Sorry.
There's a children's book a friend and I we're working on to get self-published. That's another thing. That's what I'm saying. I could go from the metal stuff to like that sort of thing. I'm just doing the illustrations. He's writing it. It's about a disabled boy. I like that. Okay, I like things. I like weirdos. I like the weirdo, like the unusual people, not the normies. Like the normies all say the same stuff, the status quo. I like the people who are just, they're dealt the hand they have and they're just going with it.
Yeah. So, compelling people. I call it compelling people. I'm an author too. I've had a bunch of books out.
That's awesome.
Compelling people. That's what I always look at it like that. If people aren't compelling, then why write about them?
Yeah. The other project I'm also working on artwork for another artist, musical artist who does like EDM and beat music.
Okay.
I mean, those are things. Is any of my artwork? Can I send any of my artwork to get?
Yeah, I was going to actually recommend that after the interview that you send artwork, because you can put it in a gallery and put it online.
Oh,
we would definitely like to do that. We're all about that.
Awesome. Yeah, that's what I say. I just want the exposure.
We'll make sure you get the exposure, and it'll be on our site, off our sliders and all that stuff. So people will see it.
Awesome. Oh yeah, and the two big words with my artwork is that I stick to are real and raw. Like
real and raw.
Real and raw. That's
raw.
I like to, like I said, I do deep pencil lines when I do things, and I like to, I don't know, there's something about being able to see the textures of
of the tools used to make artwork on the actual artwork that just really sets it apart from digital, sets it apart from the AI stuff, clearly.
I know somebody who does he does that kind of painting work, but he uses his own blood.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy. Yeah, Maxine, he's an amazing artist, and he uses his blood in a lot of stuff.
That's so cool. I've thought about doing that. I haven't been ballsy enough to try it.
Okay, Troy Raines,
Yep.
Troy the creator, Raines.
Yeah.
And this is Liam Sweeny at Radio X Xperience Monthly. Toodaloo.